renovation can be a fantastic yield boost, but it's really expensive, and there's no point doing it if it's going to get your weeds out of control. This research will let us understand how the weed seeds are buried, how the weeds are going to germinate, how the weed seeds will degrade, and that knowledge all comes together to let you plan a really effective integrated weed management plan after the renovation.
So essentially we are looking at different soil amelioration practices such as moldboarding, deep ripping and spading, how they interact with different crop types and crop residues, and what are the effect of those crop types and crop residue after soil amelioration on weed, their population density and their burial, and also the weed degradation. Soil amelioration practices actually vary with their effect on weeds seed burial and in terms of the weed seed degradation. For example, moldboards can bury like 90% of the weed seed at the surface. On the other hand, deep ripping can bury just 10 to 20% of the surface weed seeds. On the other hand, the spading can bury like 40 to 50% of the weed seeds. So all those soil amelioration practices can have direct effect on weed seed distribution along the soil profile.
The different renovation technique, they're all good for different soil constraints, but they all have a different integrated weed management plan that needs to come after them. Crop choice has a big impact on what weeds you're going to get in any one year. In this particular field, for the last 2 years, the plots have been a single crop rotation. There's been barley, canola, lupins, or a pasture. But that difference in rotation has a big impact on how many weed seeds are on the soil surface. So that will have a big impact on the renovation. For example, if you're using a moldboard, that would be great in the barley, where you can bury all those weed seeds. If you're using a deep ripper, that will be particularly bad in the barley because it will bury those weed seeds. And grape brome in particular loves being buried. The seed is photosensitive. It needs to get in the dark to get full emergence. So if you deep rip your barley, you're going to have a massive weed emergence in the following crop this year. Whereas deep ripping would be a great choice for the lupins because they were virtually clean. So that weed density might affect best choice of renovation technique. If we understand how those weed seeds are being buried, how they're emerging in the following year, and in other trials around the state, how that renovation is affecting pre-emergent herbicide, that lets us understand the whole package. So farmers can produce a really fantastic integrated weed management plan once they understand all the parameters.